You know, I've actually had the privilege of one time educating parents and kids together. And that was this really interesting experiment because the parent, I was invited to teach. I said, you know, if I'm going to teach, I'd like to be invited back, find out if there's anything I can't say that the parents would rather me not talk about. And it came back, no, the parents said I could talk to the kids about anything but that they wanted to be there. So we had this agreement that at a certain point the parents would leave so that the kids could ask any questions that they might not be comfortable asking in front of their parents. And that time kind of came and went, and it quickly became clear that the parents were learning just as much as the kids and were just as interested in learning. But at some point one of the kids said, well, you know, you guys have to leave. And they didn't want to. They said, why? Everything's comfortable. You know, everybody seems fine. They said, no, you have to go. And I was kind of fascinated because I couldn't imagine what this girl wanted to ask. We'd already covered what would normally be considered loaded topics. But the parents trudged out, and what she wanted to say was, I just wanted to say how disgusting it was listening to my parents do it. And the kids all said, oh yeah, isn't that just the most disgusting thing? And I said, wait a minute, wait a minute, you're saying that you are disgusted by the fact that your parents are sexual. How do you think you got here? And they said, well, yeah, but that's when they were young and stupid. And I said, oh, you have to bring the parents back in. We have to discuss this together. So, well, you can't say who said what. I said, of course not. No, let's just bring them back in. And I said, parents, I want you to understand that you think that sex is something adult, and that only adults should be doing. Do you know what your kids think? Your kids think that sex is something childish, and that adults should have too much dignity to be doing that sort of thing anymore. And the parents all went, oh yeah, isn't it disgusting thinking about your parents doing it? And they suddenly started talking to each other, and they didn't need me anymore. And that was probably the best moment in sex education I ever had.
And as far as I can tell, you would like to have a lot more of those moments.
I would like to teach parents and kids. We are talking about an adult activity with adult consequences. And I think if parents saw what I was teaching about, I'm not really teaching about the joys of sex. They'll learn on their own the joys of sex. But, you know, learning about herpes doesn't really move people along. It kind of slows them down.
Well, Sandee, thank you so much for a unique perspective, and hopefully some kids will see this, and hopefully this program will be taken into more schools. Thank you so much for all your hard work.
You're very